Right, everyone, welcome back to the Rule of Seven trading. Like I keep saying on YouTube, I'll keep doing more breakdown videos. So on today's little quick episode, I'm going to break down this trade of why I entered this, and it gave me a no drawdown trade as well, and it gave me a 3.8 return. So if you risk 1%, that will give you 3.8% pretty much. So yeah, and it closed Friday evening. It tapped me out just before market close, which was good. Yeah. So we'll basically a quick scan over why I entered. So if we get rid of it, get rid of that, and then we'll zoom out and have a look. So in fact, let's have a look at the daily. So yes, we are well bullish in the daily, but when you zoom out, you can see we've actually took some liquidity here. We've swept above this. Oh, not that one. 2 seconds. We've swept above this area there, and we've tapped into this order block here, and we've wicked it nicely. So we know that we're now currently selling again, and you know this because the last impulse up we have massively broke, and we've then broke another impulse. So we are looking for sells only. So we drop down to the hourly, and we will jump in. Right. Let's do that for free. So as you can see, we've swept. Let me get my bar up. What's that? Right. So, yep, we've swept this. We've swept the top of this area, and I know we've not swept the bottom of this, but we've actually broke. This is the last impulse up on the hourly. Some people would argue this, but that's not kind of gone deep enough for me. So we've took out the push that took the high, this is the push that took the high. We've actually took that out with this area. So we're making lower lows now, and you can see it's been respected. That order block has been respected. So we've actually took out, so you can ignore everything from the left from now. So this has respected that. We've then replaced it. I did actually get a trade in here, which I took 5.8, but I'm not going to go through that one today. I'm going to go through this other one, the secondary trade. So we've actually tapped into another supply area, and we've broke through this low, and we've broke through the low that tapped into the first supply. So pretty simple, really. I basically dropped down. I mean, this is probably one of the simplest trades I've kind of had, to be honest. So this is the hourly. So another thing as well is we've created a trend line, and those of you who have followed me for a while know that I aim to take the trend line liquidity out. So if you see a trend line, especially 3 or more touches, don't enter with it, because more than likely it'll get took out pretty soon. So unless you're going to try and enter and get like a 1R, but I wouldn't even risk it, because more than likely the smart money traders are looking to take you out. So we've got a trend line there, which is another confluence. We've tapped into supply areas. We've tapped into supply there. We've broke that last impulse. We've broken another impulse. So we then want to look. For the discount area of the 1 hour, which by doing this we drop down, and I'll drop down in a minute. Let's just play the next kind of couple of candles. Right, let's go back one, because obviously that's the one that's tapped. We don't want to see that just for a minute, but we know it's actually going back because we've swept this low, and the candle that swept the low was, well, it was this high really, and that has been took out, and now we're kind of bullish, but we're buying into a sell zone. We're buying into our 1 hour 1 hour selling discount area. So we drop down to the 15-minute, and this is where it gets really simple. In the discount area, yes, we've got this area here, which it did tap in. You can see it tapped in lovely. So you could have had a sell limit there. You could have put a sell limit right there, and you could have either risked just a little one there, but then you could have still got a 4 if you wanted, but you'd probably be aiming for the low, to be honest, and it would have took you out, as you'll see in a minute. So or you cover the high, or you cover the whole lot. But anyway, we didn't do that one because it had imbalance above. It wasn't strong enough for me. And as you can see, this one hasn't got any imbalance above. So I marked out this last buy candle, which is your, I'll take it, drag it across. That is our last supply area that's broke the low. In fact, that's the one that broke the 2 lows. And we basically dropped our sell limit on there in line with that, covered the high just in case it used this as can't even think of the bloody word now. Basically liquidity, like I can't even think, I've gone blank, but yeah, basically just in case it used it as liquidity and it taps into this one instead. So we covered it just in case. Set your sell limit. It's 25 pips stop loss, which isn't massive. It's not tiny as well. I've had some trades like 4 or 5 pips, but it works out all right. And even if you aim for the low, 86792, yeah, even if you aim for the low, you're still going to get 2.5, 2.6. So let's get that back where it was. Oh no, that's not the one I wanted. So yeah, and then you just play price out. I mean, I can't really make it any more detailed than it is. You've probably heard yourself, the simpler the better. We tap in. I was expecting it to actually tap in a bit further, but luckily enough, it tapped in and it sunk straight away. And then yeah, it played around a bit. And obviously you're aiming to take out the trend line. So our trend line is there. We play around near it a bit. There's some buyers drop in. Let's speed it up a little bit. All right, we take the trend line out. We then go back up, and we actually nearly took me out. We nearly took me out at break even. It was very close, but obviously leave the trade to run, and then luckily enough, by Friday evening, we hit profit, which is about now. In a minute, there we go, beautiful. And that is a 3.8 trade. So if you risk 1% on a 140,000 account from FTMO, then you've got just under 4%, which is just under 5.5 grand. Take off your 20%, you're coming out with what, 4 to 4.5 grand, give or take, from the one trade. But yeah, forget the money, it's the percent. You got 3.8% from one trade. Yes, it did run from Wednesday morning all the way to Friday night, but I'm happy with that. I've finished a 13.3% week this week. I've actually had 11 losses this week and only 6 wins, but it has given me a 13.3% profit this week. So those people who say you need more wins than losses, it's a load of bullshit. You don't. As long as your rate is better for your wins, your RR is better. It doesn't matter how many losses you have. You could have 10 losses and 1 win, but if your 1 win is 11, 12R, then you're still going to be in profit. So don't listen to them. But yeah, hopefully that's helped. We'll do a quick recap, but pretty much daily starting into the lows. The hourly was breaking, making lower lows, lower highs, and we dropped in. We broke 2 structures. We've tapped into a supply area there, which I managed to get in. We broke through that, we broke through another, and then we found the 15-minute supply block, set our sell limit there. Aim for the low. I actually wanted to take the trend line out and aim obviously for this area, which is pretty much bang on. This is a bit of a demand area that I was expecting a bit of a delay. So we thought we'll just aim for that, take the money, and yeah, luckily enough, finish the Friday with profit. So hopefully that's helped you all, guys. And if you can like and subscribe, and I'll do more content. And obviously give me a follow on Instagram at the Rule of 7, and I'll catch you on the next one.